I am Wicked Nick Wegner. There has been 6 times throughout UFC's entire history where a judge has awarded a fighter a 10-7 round. There's never been done unanimously, but as far as I'm concerned, it's only happened 6 times, and I'm going to show you a comprehensive list of each round that it's happened, and I'll give my input as those rounds go. So I'm not judging anything this video, I'm not refereeing anything this video. I am just going to watch each round that was ever been awarded a 10-7 round. We're going to watch it together, and I am just going to, the video is going to be cut together of just the input that I have to offer in the round, and I'll talk to you at the end about it contextually. I will not be showing the rounds in their entirety. That's what this video is going to be doing, and we're going to be watching all 6 in chronological order. So just to break it down, for those who don't know, to understand what I'm saying when I say a 10-7 round, that means someone got completely dominated. So in MMA right now, judging is done by a 10-point must system. So the fighter who wins the round gets 10 points. The other fighter is awarded points, and the less points that he gets, the worse he did, basically. Most rounds will be a 10-9 round. The winner gets 10 points, the loser of the round gets 9 points. If it's a draw, it'll be 10-10. If the winner wins by a close margin, it's 10-9. If the winner wins by a slightly larger margin, it's a 10-8 round. And if the loser is completely dominated, he will only get 7 points awarded to him. And again, that's only happened 6 times, so that's what we're going to be watching. So when I say 10-7, it means the winner got 10 points, the loser got a record low in UFC history of 7 points. The simplest way I can think of how to break it down for what we're judging in a MMA fight and how we're awarding who wins is basically in 3 different things. So first off, the number one thing we're looking at is damage. We're judging damage. Who did the most damage with effective striking and grappling? That's number 1. If we can't determine who has done more damage given effective striking and grappling, we move down to number 2. Who is trying to finish the fight? If you can't even judge that, then you go down to the 3rd tier, which is basically just who is controlling the pace and who is controlling the pressure and position. Damage, if you can't tell, if it's about a tie, you move on to who is trying to finish the fight. You can't really tell who is controlling the position of the pace. You can break it down from there. If you still can't break it down after all 3, you give both fighters a 10 point. It'd be 10-10 for that round. All right, let's just get to it. All right, like I said, we're going to watch all 6 of these fights in chronological order. We're going to start out all the way back in 2006, UFC Fight Night 6, Forrest Petz versus Sam Morgan, the 2nd round of their fight. Woo, clipped him bad. He did a full 360. And he's going to let him back up. God, he dropped him again. It's a left hook that time. And again stands him up. Tries for a takedown, fails the attempt. He gets reverse position. Some ground and pound, back in guard. Yeah, he stands him back up. Yeah. Another takedown attempt, stuffed. And he takes him down. Didn't do much in the guard, stands back up. Oh, got him again. Rocked him again. He does get caught a decent amount of times in this round, that's for sure. But he's still fighting back, though. That's the thing. You know, this video is not going to be me debating what I would have given it. Another easy takedown there. Again, efficient striking, efficient grappling. Knocked him down twice. This is not going to be a video where I break down whether I think it was a 10-8 or a 10-7 round or a 10-9 round. This is just me reacting to every 10-7 fight that has ever been scored. This round was actually scored a 10-7 by one judge, a 10-8 by one judge, and 10-9 by the other judge. So it was actually split in 3 different ways. So this is the only time in this video that actually happens where all 3 judges disagree on the exact scoring. And again, this is not going to be a video where I break down what I would have judged it. I'm just giving you what it was judged. Although back in 2006, the first ever 10-7 round given in the UFC's history. Now we skip ahead 11 years to UFC Fight Night 118. It's going to be Josh Emmett versus Felipe Arantes. Round 1. Oh, wow. Punching his legs. Just kind of standing there, kind of trade up. There he goes. Josh lets him up. Dropped him again. Wow. Getting dropped twice in 2 minutes. Decent ground and pound, but Felipe seems to still be getting his guard to keep him alive. And Josh Emmett's going to let him back up again. Yeah. Dang. Yeah, but he's still in it. I mean, effective ground and pound, dropping 3 times in 2 minutes. Basically 2 minutes. He still gets his guard pretty quickly, recovers his guard pretty quickly, and kind of get back into the fight. But then Emmett just looks so powerful every time he lands. Nice body shot. Drop him again. What was that, 4 times? And then he follows up with some decent ground and pound before Felipe gets his guard back. It's like a repeat. Stands back up again. Yeah, look at that. Felipe's still in there. Landed that knee. Take down 10 men, then he just stands still and on his back. Yeah. That's what makes me think these, I mean, obviously the powerful shots that are dropping him, but it makes me also think that every time he gets hit bad, he's just going to fall to his back just because he seems to be comfortable on his back. So it makes me think these knockdowns, they're still knockdowns, but a little bit less affecting him as maybe it looks. It's 4 knockdowns in 1 round, though. Well, anyways, that's a 10-7 round on one of the judges' scorecards. I guess getting dropped 4 times doesn't look good. Now we move on to the 5th round of Glover Teixeira versus Anthony Smith, or technically Smith versus Teixeira, because Smith was actually in the red corner for this fight. I actually just released a video yesterday, go watch it, where I was discussing on rounds that should have possibly been stopped. In round 4, like this fight, round 3 and round 4, in between rounds, people were debating stopping. I mean, he was talking about just before, after round 4, right before round 5, he was talking about his teeth were falling out. I mean, rounds 3 and 4 of this fight could have debatably been stopped. And now we move on to round 5, where one of the judges gave it a 10-7 round. Oof. The problem is, especially when I said we're talking about round 3 or round 4 of this fight, Anthony Smith is doing just enough to survive. Like, just enough. But the problem is, it's so much accumulative. He stops it? Wait. I'm confused, because I thought this was around...
Want me to pause?
Yeah, hold on. Alright, so on a technicality, I'm not wrong, but I'm also not right. This was judged. Here's the scorecard. I don't understand. Something was up, but all 3 judges did score this round, even though it was only 1 minute, and it had a finish. But so technically, in a way, I was still right that this is a fight that was scored with a 10-7 round. I don't remember there being a finish in this fight. I guess my research and knowledge isn't as good as I thought it was. But at the same time, it was scored a 10-7 round for round 5. That is an official Florida State commissioned scorecard that they had for that night, even though it said at the bottom it was stopped 1 minute and 4 seconds by the referee. They still judged the round, which again, I said technically, this is a round that was judged a 10-7 round. That's weird.
Cutting in real quick, while editing I realized that also in the Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje fight, all 3 judges submitted a score for the 5th round, even though Gaethje finished Ferguson in that 5th round. The thing is, these fights were only 4 days apart, and it was the exact same judge in the exact same state who gave out these 10-7 rounds for rounds that were finished. So there's clearly some connection there, I just don't know to what official capacity and why that is. But it was also during COVID, if that matters. Everything was kind of weird then, so I don't know, make of it what you will. But that means there are technically now 7 rounds in the UFC that were scored a 10-7. Sort of.
I guess we'll just move on, but yeah, that's a weird one. They did have a finish, but it also was still scored a 10-7 round. I don't know how you want to phrase that in the history books, but again, technically speaking, there have still been 6 rounds that have been scored a 10-7 round. Whether it was officially counts as a 10-7 round, I doubt, but it was officially scored 10-7 round on the scorecard. I don't know. Now we got round 1 of a Khamzat Chimaev fight, his fight versus John Phillips back in 2020. UFC on ESPN 13. I believe this is the first time they were out to Fight Island. Let's go, round 1. Nice. I mean, any Chimaev fight, you know he's going to shoot instantly and take anybody down. Yep. Pretty effective. Ground and pound. Even though Phillips is almost seeming like he's almost about to get up, Khamzat's keeping him right where he wants him almost to open his head up and land some ground and pound from this position. I mean, that right there, he's been doing that for about a minute now. Oh. And Khamzat is just laying it on him. I mean, not the most powerful, but again, his position's terrible. Like, that would just suck to beat Phillips right here. I mean, look at that. 5 seconds left, and Phillips did just enough to survive the round. Every time Chimaev tried to go for a choke, Phillips, broke off the choke attempt. But man, Khamzat just got a 10-7 round scored. The other two, of course, gave him a 10-8. Now we have round 4 of Ilia Topuria versus Emmett making a return to the 10-7 video. This is their fight on UFC ABC 5 in 2023. Here we go, round 4. Dang, look at that, slipped him. So far, 1 minute and 30 seconds in the round, basically just Topuria controlling the pace and keeping Emmett's back against the cage, sorta, with his jab. Basically just Topuria controlling the pace with the jab. Emmett was swinging a few overhands that are missing. That's basically what else happened so far in this round, other than that leg kick. Yeah, that's all it's been. Alright, 2 minutes left in this round. There we go. 2 minutes left in this round. This basically, to me, looks like just a normal 10-9 round. But see if Topuria starts putting it on, 2 minutes left in the round. Man, he's so good. Yeah, there you go. I wonder if that counts as 2 knockdowns. Because he kind of stood back up and then got knocked out again. Ground and pound. 1 minute for Emmett to survive. And he's already beat up going into this too. And Emmett's still trying himself. Full mount, 30 seconds left in the round. Emmett's still surviving. Here we go. Alright, it's a 10-7 round for Topuria. Now we move on to the last fight for this video. Now we got Jasmine Jasudavicius versus Priscila Cachoeira. UFC 297 back in 2024. This is round 2. Dropped her already. 30 seconds into the first, actually not even 30 seconds. A little bit of ground pound from, decent ground pound from kind of a modified half guard here. Oh, there you go. She's trying to go for a choke here. And she slid the darts from her. She had like a S grip to a decent darts attempt here. And she got out. Nice elbows though. There you go. There's the darts again. Man, that's gotta hurt. Wow, does she still have the lock too? Yeah, she does. She just might not have applied right on the side of the neck or something. Yeah. She really tried to finish it there. And a massive ground and pound. 1 minute left in the round. And that's it. That was a 10-7 round for Jasudavicius. That's it. Those are all 6. That's including the Teixeira versus Smith fight. I'll include that because it was technically written down on paper as a 10-7. All 6 10-7 rounds in UFC history. If there's any more, let me know. Just a historical piece. Again, I didn't really put much input, nor did I really want to. Kind of just wanted to watch this guy with you guys. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.
And I want to end this video with a fun fact that I realized while editing. For all 10-7 round examples, only one time was a person receiving the 10-7 round in the red corner, and that was the women's fight. Meaning, not once in the history of the UFC has a man been given a 10-7 round while being in the red corner. Thank you for watching.